Hi guys, welcome back to another video. I'm so excited for this one because in this video, we're discussing lucid dreaming. How to lucid dream, what does that even mean? How is it any different than regular dreaming, right? I wanted to give my personal experience on this, and I think I'm very qualified to talk about it. This was actually a request from some friends in my life who said that this might be a good video to do. And honestly, this thought never really crossed my mind because I didn't think it was anything to write home about. I've been lucid dreaming for such a long time now. So now I kind of just want to share it with you all, and hopefully these tips and tricks can help you lucid dream. Okay, so a couple of things before I start. I lucid dream, if not every day, probably about every other day. Lucid dreaming allows you a lot more control in your dreams. I do it quite often. Some of the lucid dreams I've had have manifested into the 3D verbatim, actually. And I really enjoy lucid dreaming. I think that's why it happens so frequently to me, and I don't put a lot of pressure on the idea of lucid dreaming. So lucid dreaming is not something that I set out to do every night or during the day, which I'll get into how to do it more specifically, but I really invite you to kind of take the pressure off yourself, because the lucid dreaming is a very give and take. Like, you're chosen one night or you're chosen one day to have a lucid dream, and then the next you might not experience anything. So just be easy on yourself if you don't lucid dream right off the bat and you're not able to figure it out. Another thing is that I did very minimal research on this topic before making this video, because I do lucid dream very often. I don't really need Google's perspective on it. So I just grabbed the definition for you guys, and I'm kind of just gonna go off of what I've experienced. And if there's anyone who has experience with lucid dreaming, definitely comment down below and share your experiences. And yeah, let's just get into it. According to Google, a lucid dream is a type of dream in which the dreamer becomes aware that they are dreaming while dreaming. During a lucid dream, the dreamer may gain some amount of control over the dream characters, narrative, or environment. However, this is not actually necessary for a dream to be described as lucid. The best way that I can explain this is when you're having a regular dream, which is usually, you go through a long night of rest, and there's going to be a period of time where you feel, most of it is feeling based, but your subconscious mind kind of takes over, and you have a dream in which you are doing something, you are in an environment, and you have no control over what's going on. And it's usually at the point of when you realize that you are in a dream that you wake up from it. So there's really just, it's kind of like you're on a roller coaster without the handlebar or the protection on, like there's no seatbelt. A regular dream is very much so like you are an actor or an actress in a movie. So I want to be very literal with this and make as much sense as possible. But when you are an actor or an actress, you are given lines, you are given spots to move into, you are given a very particular set of things to do. You don't have very much control over the environment, you don't have very much control over what you even say. You just are there to play along with whatever is happening. When you are lucid dreaming, I have noticed that instead of being an actor, I take on the role as director. Let's say I'm lucid dreaming, I'm put into a scenario, and if I don't really control what the initial scenario is, but once I'm in it and I know that I'm lucid dreaming, I have control over what I say. I have control over even my environment. If I want to change my environment, I can do that because I'm literally directing. And then sometimes you can control what other people say back to you. and that has happened to me many times. In particular, this one short story, I had a romantic dream. So this was like this was a person, an SP, a specific person that I was trying to manifest into the 3D. And I want to say a month or two before that scene happened, I had a lucid dream, and it was very exact, and it was very explicit, very clear. All the feelings were there, all the emotions, and the person recited back everything that I had said in my dream. They said everything back to me, and then I was saying things to them. It's pretty cool. The first advice that I would give for lucid dreaming, I had watched one other video. So aside from this Google definition, I had looked up another video, and it had talked about lucid dreaming and saying how to do it, how to get into lucid dreaming. And they talked about time. They talked about, you know, go to bed at this time, and then, you know, wake up in the middle of your sleep, and then do certain things. Yeah, I don't get into all that. You can do it at any time. It doesn't really matter. The biggest thing for me, in my experience, of course, is that I have always been an early riser. So something that I do take into account is the amount of sleep that I get, not necessarily the time that I go to bed. So let's say I go to bed at like 9 p.m. and I wake up in the middle of the night at 3 or 4 or even 5. It just depends. I usually don't get lucid dreaming when I go to bed and then I wake up in the middle of the night. You know how that happens to you, and you're kind of just like, it's kind of like a restlessness. I don't experience much of my lucid dreaming then, but I will tell you when I do. It's right, there's an interval of time, and it's right after my alarm has gone off. So let's say I wake up at 6 a.m. every day, and I will press the snooze. I'll go back into my bed, and I'll say to myself, I'm just gonna close my eyes. I'm just gonna close my eyes. I'm not gonna go to bed. I'm not gonna go to bed. I'm just thinking about it. I wasn't gonna do it. I'm just thinking about it. I'll just say, I'm awake. I'm getting up for the day. I'm just gonna close my eyes. And almost every single time, I'm able to enter into a lucid dream just by doing that. Now, I will say that if you are doing this and you've already become, it's habitual for you, you've already come into this pattern of pressing the snooze button, then it most likely won't work, because your subconscious mind takes over. And one thing that the subconscious mind loves is a good habit. So if you're constantly snoozing things, you won't even remember. Like, there's been plenty of times where I'll set my alarm at 6 or at 5:30, and then I'll snooze it. And then if I keep doing that over and over again, I won't even remember me snoozing it. And then that kind of takes me, yeah, then sometimes I don't remember the dreams that I have, and most of the time they're not lucid. I would try that as the first thing. So going to bed, waking up, pressing snooze, and then having like a 10 to 30 minute interval. Lucid dreaming doesn't take very long. I would say it lasts, the actual dream will probably last like 5 minutes, but it's hard because when you're dealing with that realm of time, well, time doesn't exist when you're dreaming. So probably like 5 to 10 minutes passes by for the actual dream, but I'll probably have closed my eyes for about 30 minutes. Yeah, 25 to 30 minutes. And then that's when I start lucid dreaming. And another thing is, if that doesn't work for you, if going to bed and then snoozing doesn't work for you, I would try taking naps. That's when that was the first time that I really started experiencing lucid dreaming. Sometimes, like, I've also dealt with sleep paralysis too, and that would be during the times that I napped. So napping is very good if you're wanting to get into a state of alertness and consciousness, but then still, you know, still getting that rest and still going into those different waves, brain waves that indicate that you're sleeping. Okay, yeah, so those are the two things. I would say snooze, and then I would say snooze the alarm, tell yourself that you're just closing your eyes, rest for another 30 minutes, and then see how that goes. And then also setting the intention. So we've got the snooze, we've also got taking naps, like a 30-minute nap. And then also setting an intention. I mean, it wouldn't hurt to set the intention that you'd like to experience a lucid dream. I've never put any pressure on needing to control my dreams. I do not know everything. Humans, scientists do not know everything about this. We cannot fully explain to a T what exactly happens to us when we fall asleep and like where our consciousness goes. There are so many unanswered questions. It's like the more you think you know, the more you realize how little you know. I can give you these tips and tricks, but if it isn't working for you, don't feel discouraged. The best thing that you can do is set an intention and really just play with it. Lucid dreaming is very much so like Minecraft. If you've ever played Minecraft before, it's something so interesting. I had a lucid dream the other day where when it was nearing the end of the dream, it started pixelating. Very similar to what you would see in Minecraft. When the dream was ending, it started pixelating off into like nothingness, which was really cool. I've never experienced that before. Usually they're pretty solid. They're pretty, well, they feel very solid at the time that I'm dreaming them. I think that is everything for this video. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.